Last year, after Akmashua's Cursed Conlang Circus, I wanted to participate in a collaboration, but I didn't want it to be a competition. So, inspired by Conlangery's YouTube Conlang Relay, I decided to make my own. And after Conlangery's release of How to Make a Relay, took that as an invitation to do my plan. But not to completely steal George's thing, I gave it a twist. Let me present to you Soton Speedlang Relay. Like a normal conlang relay, it's a game of telephone between participants, but it's translating between conlangs rather than mishearing a sentence. Each participant received a torch, a reference grammar, and a feature list. The feature list is a list of constraints that the speedlings ultra around, 3 of which are phonological, 2 are grammatical, and 1 is semantic. After asking around and probably getting blocked by several people, I managed to get a list of 12 participants. 11. 10. 8. Now, starting with me at 0, the torch gets passed to FlamingFish, Lanuru, Tori, River, Langworm, Base Dirt, Lichen, and Fishwasher before returning to me. Each participant only had 6 days to make their speedlang and complete the torch. Here is the initial text for the Speedlang Relay. It's a letter from someone during a major historical event. And it reads as so. Dear brother, as we laid the stones upon the tower, its walls climbed high. We were mere feet from their domain. The sky roared with thunder. I called to my men, found them all unable to speak. Almost. I'm writing this to warn you, because I'm yet to find another who I can warn. I fear a plague has spread. I should be home before the next new moon, with love and good tidings. If you haven't figured it out, it's a reference to the Tower of Babel, as an eyewitness account. As this was a speedlang challenge, I was given a set of constraints. Heavy use of syllabic consonants, lots of phonation distinctions, a relatively small amount of coronals, split S alignment with inverted marking, free word order, and adjectives are not a distinct part of speech. I made the following choices for the language's phonology. Ma, na, nga, pa, da, ga, sa, ha, ha, wa, la, ya, r. I, u, e, o, a, is the phonological inventory I ended up making, characterized with 13 consonants and 6 vowels. But an inventory is not a phonology. Syllables are built off of a vowel preceded by a single consonant, with heavy syllables being long or possessing a simple or complex coda. The vowel of a syllable is pronounced with modal, breathy, or stud qualities. Breathy syllables are indicated with an orthographical change to the following sound, where stud is marked with a grav. It should be mentioned that schwa coalesces with sonorants. I believe this meets the phonological constraints. The sentence is composed of a subject and a predicate. The predicate is typically a verb, and that is universal in this language. A full sentence is typically a subject, a verb, and its complement. Complements being either subordinate verb phrases or objects. The order of subject and object is dependent upon pragmatic factors, but the verb favors to be in the back end of the sentence. Let's take a look at the morphosyntactic alignment. Firstly, pay attention to thematic role. Nouns do not inflect for being either the subject nor the object. The verb does agree with the subject and object in first or second person, but notice how this diagram is too ambiguous. Let's grab some verbs. The verbs provided will better demonstrate how agreement prefixes are distributed across the verb types. Transitive agents map onto transitive subjects and... Wait a fucking minute! This sim was morphosynthetic alignment I was given to the language. It's just a split S system with some twists in person markers. I have this alignment only expressed for first and second person. As demonstrated in this chart, the absolute markers are me and ni, where the anti-absolute markers are ma and na, and are identical to the possessive prefixes. But what's the suffix ud here? It's the imperfective inactive ending of verbs, not to be confused with the true inactive endings. The active endings are used with active and transitive verbs, the true inactive endings are used with inactive verbs, and the inactive and medial passive endings are only used with transitive verbs. That's not touching participles or converbs, all of which were less diverse than noun endings, nor how nouns change their stem when taking the genitive case or the nominative plural. Everything shown can be found and more in the Speedlang reference grammar, but I think it's time to talk about what I did to the porch. Firstly, I altered the original text to better fit the con culture. The red text is what got changed. Dear brother just reduces to brother as the language has a vocative case. The first two clauses switched order to better meet the pragmatics. I used pressing instead of writing because the native script was pressed into clay. I fear a plague has spread is now I fear all people drank bad water. I made this idiom to express the cultural ideas around sickness and emotion. Home became at the sky thatch. I did forgot what happened to the last line. I speculate the story might change from one of the Tower of Babel to one of the Great Flood.
Vael. Luchtmaat kakeret napatin. Kive diefti tamen pesne napeklie. Nusa kistenakka moosas. Taipas vuohot hungi kisko nimin na haintire huo. Lotenget ker ken miki tolini. Mai opas ngain minkin napaloh. Minkisna sam. Lotema tolit ke haintire pasnkai lah huhuit ni peskid. Na kiskas taiblonk na rantapesna. Kutnin pilungan na samakat. Taki nastone vuosentirant pilunka.